NCLEX Friday. I'm so happy to be here. You guys know we never miss a Friday. Don't worry. I know some of you guys are worried about it, but it's Let's Talk NCLEX. Welcome. Finally, I know, Anita. I know. Finally, I'm here. We have a wonderful Let's Talk NCLEX Friday for you guys. This special time that we come together will be filled with the NCLEX questions of the week, the ones that were on Instagram, the ones that were on Facebook. And I have been blasted with one question for like the last 3 weeks. And so I will be presenting that question along with the very, very important information that you need to know for NCLEX. Everybody all at once will get the information that you came here for. Greetings from all over. I see you guys. Come on in. This is Let's Talk NCLEX. We have a special guest today. And whenever we have a special guest, well, we most likely 99% know who the special guest is. If you know who the special guest is, just put the name up. But it will be a story time. It will be a story time of motivation. And I just think you guys will like it. I really do. So as you all know, my name is Regina Callion, NCLEX extraordinary. I like to say that I'm the #1 NCLEX instructor in the world. And that is the message that I'm declaring today. So if you believe that, you can just go ahead and type it and then tell a friend. Share this video. Anybody who's taking NCLEX in the next 2 weeks needs to watch this video. Period. You want this information. So hi, it is very nice to be back. If you guys want to connect with me, if you want more information about the products that I will be talking about or inspiration, suggestions, visit the website, remarreview.com. Oh, thank you. Yes, it is a simple website, but I'm telling you there, you will be able to answer a lot of the questions that people have about Remar Review. This may be your first time watching us on Facebook Live, but we are the best NCLEX review. And the reason why I say we're the best NCLEX review is because once you come into the Remar sphere of education, you realize that we're really not about the NCLEX review at all. Actually, we're a community who motivate, support, and encourage each other before NCLEX and way beyond. So there are many layers to what Remar Review is. And so I don't ever think we can be just categorized as an NCLEX review because we are more like a family. And I am happy of everyone who participates in our conversations, in our learning, and in the growth of the company. So this is Let's Talk NCLEX. And I see somebody, Nikki, you passed NCLEX. Tell me what's going on with that. What, you passed it? I want to know. So Linda, you sent me a testimonial. Okay. Nikki passed NCLEX. Yes, that's Let's Talk NCLEX right there. Like if we're going to be talking about anything with NCLEX, we need to be talking about our nurses who are passing, studying with the Remar, taking NCLEX and passing, and then coming back on here and letting me know that you passed. Linda, you passed too? I'm trying to see my testimonial. Okay, listen, you guys, go to my email address. If you're trying to send a testimonial video, hey, there's a special guest here already. What's up, guys? Special guest, Mark Callion. Come on in. We are happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. I'm trying to get to the story time.
Okay.
That's what I want to do. Congratulations, Nikki. Linda, I think you sent it in, but we're having some trouble finding it. So send Regina an email, regina@remarreview.com. Yep. We got to do what we got to do. We want to see your testimony. We want to share with everybody. We know you made it, but we want to see it. All right. So without further ado, congratulations, everybody that's passing NCLEX. Let's get into this story time, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Let's get into the story time. All right. So Regina is the best NCLEX instructor in the world, bar none. But listen, it's not just enough to say it. You actually have to prove it.
Yes, it's so true.
and so one of the reasons why we say that is because we love our international nursing students.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, Regina, we just sent a package out to Kenya yesterday.
Okay.
And the customs fee was like $150.
Oh.
Like, I don't know if we made any money on the package, but we got it to Kenya. And there's a nurse, a Remar nurse in Kenya right now studying with the program. And that's really all that matters. And
really?
So that's what we do. All right. So without further ado, here's our story time. This story time is brought to us by Nurse Marsha and Nurse Nadej.
Yay!
Nurse Marsha and Nurse Nadej.
I love story time.
All right, guys. So here we go. In 2016, Regina did a class at Interamericana University in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
All right. San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Oh, I love it.
So we did the class there, and all right. So whenever we travel, we like to go and check out the local food, right? So here we have our arroz y habichuelas,
so
which
good.
is rice and beans. If you're not familiar, it looks like we got some plantains, some platanos, and some chicken going on, some pollo, and we just had a really, really great time in San Juan, Puerto Rico. So we went to the class. Regina did the class at Interamericana. Yep. 2 individuals were there. This is a mother and daughter duo.
Whoa, look at these 2. Beautiful.
Look at them. So this is Nurse Marsha and Nurse Nadej. Marsha is the mother, Nadej is the daughter. And so as we were eating our arroz y habichuelas,
let it go.
And Regina did the class. Then later that day or later that week, we went to church on a Saturday for worship, because wherever we travel, we try to find a church place, a church home that we can worship. And look who we found at church. Look who we found. It is Nurse Nadej, future Remar nurse. So she was in the class at Interamericana. Her and her mother. We went to church that Sabbath in Puerto Rico, and we saw her there again. Boom. Right. And so, all right, back to the story time. Then Regina did another class, a full class in Puerto Rico in 2017. And look who we saw again. Wow. It's Nurse Nadej. Yep. She came, she did the class. Nadej, she showed up 2017. Regina is teaching her heart out, and Nadej is there soaking it all in.
Oh my goodness.
She got the DVD self-study package while she was there. And fast forward into this week, actually, they moved to the United States from Puerto Rico. They are residing in Texas, and we have the mother-daughter duo who passed NCLEX. They're both U.S. RNs. Round of applause. They are both U.S. RNs, and we are so excited to hear their testimony, to see that they've passed. And we've been waiting for them.
We have been.
Like 2016, we met them. They were both mother and daughters, and they were studying. We didn't know that they just graduated, I want to say in May or June of this year, right? Yeah. And so for them to connect with Remar at the school level in another country, in Puerto Rico, and us to have that connections and be able to share worship together, and just seeing her at church was like, wow, what are you doing here? But now we see their testimonial. So they've been rocking with us for a while now. Yeah. And so the cool thing is this: they came to the introductory classes and then got the program. And this is like a whole 2-year span of studying with Remar while in school and then after school to bring us to this point today of congratulations. And that is the end of my story time.
But you know what's even more amazing is that you had all those pictures from 2 years ago. Yeah. That to me is amazing, because sometimes you take pictures and I'm thinking, why are you taking pictures in the middle of worship? Like, what is going on? But
it was like,
they have a purpose. Yeah. They have a purpose. And so I'm really proud of you for having those photos to capture the moment, because that was really cool.
And really, it's all about telling the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's about meeting folks, connecting with you guys. Like Regina says, this is a nursing family. It's a worldwide community. Yes. So to have students in a different country, I know you guys are watching it. Some of the people from Puerto Rico right now, from the Philippines, from Africa, Jamaica, all across, Canada and U.S. Like, we are a family and a community. And what better way to celebrate that, to show a mother-daughter duo who study together as a family, Remar nurses. This is what we do, guys. Congratulations to Nurse Marsha and Nurse Nadej.
Beautiful.
God bless you all. Yep. And we know that your nursing career, as well as Nikki, who passed, and everybody else that's passed, we know that we want your career to be a blessing and a ministry to others. All right? That's our prayers for you all.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful story time. Mark Callion, thank you so much. We appreciate the extra elements that you add here to Remar Review. I mean, honestly, I couldn't do it without you. I just couldn't. So here we go. You passed NCLEX. Whoa, you passed NCLEX. Tell your story. We love to see the videos. It is It is the motivation. It is the motivation for someone who used to be in your position, because there are many, many more Remar nurses who are considering NCLEX, going back to take the exam, studying for it, just heard about it. And so your testimony will inspire the next Remar nurse after you. Whoa, it's just so good. This is the on-time testimony. And I'm so glad that we were able to spotlight a mom and a daughter. Isn't that amazing? Going on the journey together. So it is amazing. And yes, you will be the next testimonial here at Remar Review. I'm looking forward to it. I'm waiting. Everything that we do here is to get you to tell your testimonial, because when you tell your testimonial, that means you've passed NCLEX and you've done it. You've done it. So that's what we care about here. Now, for the rest of you that have been waiting, it's time for Let's Talk NCLEX. Let's go right now with our Instagram NCLEX question for the week. It was this right here. If you can't read it, I'll just read it to you. Notice this is an image picture, and image is a picture. Notice this is an image NCLEX question, I should say. Here we go. A homeless client presents to the medical clinic with a painless ulcer around the mouth and genitals. Which of the following should be expected? Is this, based on the description, based on the picture, number 1, herpes virus, 2, human papillomavirus, 3, candidiasis, or 4, syphilis? Which one is this? Oh, the answers are coming in. I want you guys to notice the description of this ulcer. It is painless. It is painless. Oh, I hope you were at that pregnancy and STD NCLEX review that I did. Love your NCLEX content. Oh, it's painless. It's around the mouth and the genitals. It's painless. It's around the mouth and the genitals. You got to know this information for your NCLEX exam. And I see the different answers. I got 1s, I got 4s. So you guys can get it down to 2, which is the first step. It's always the first step. Two of the answers are going to be kind of, oh, I know this is not right. But then you get it down to the 2. And once you get it down to the 2, there usually is not a strategy. It usually boils down to, do I know the information? Do I know the content? And based on the description, not even the picture so much, but based on the description, everybody should have picked number 4. Number 4, this is going to be your syphilis ulcer, okay? Because it is painless. So it says here, a canker is a painless genital ulcer, most commonly formed during the primary stage of syphilis. This infectious lesion forms approximately 21 days after the initial exposure to Treponema pallidum. Did I say that right? Oh, I did. Cankers transmit through direct physical contact. Yes. Herpes is painful. I like that point that you made there. So it will help us to remember. It will help us to remember the distinction between the two, because you can have ulcers with both of them. You can have ulcers with both of them. So it's a minor point that that can help you to distinguish between the right and wrong answer. So I'm glad that I was able to review this question, because some people didn't get it right. And now that you haven't got it right, what you do is you mark it down as, this is something that I need to study. And you go back and you study it. And that's just how you prepare for NCLEX, right? That's just how you prepare for NCLEX. Here is our Facebook question of the week. I got so many emails about this question as well that I just decided to do it for Facebook. So here it is. Which of the following clients are most at risk for contracting hepatitis C? And you have 5 answer choices. Think about hepatitis C. Think about what it affects. And let's look at these patients here. So the first patient is a client who is on hemodialysis. Secondly, we have the client living in a shelter. 3, the client living in a nursing home. We're looking for the one most at risk for contracting hepatitis C, the client with sickle cell disease, or the client with pneumonia. The client with pneumonia. What saith you all to be the correct answer? Ones and twos, okay. How do you contract hepatitis C? Let's think about it that way if you're not sure. And this is not a select all that apply question. This is not a select all that apply question. There is just one correct answer for who is most at risk. So think about how hepatitis C is contracted, and then look at the risk factors of the population that you have in front of you. Okay, and that should help us to narrow down the correct answer. So yeah, this is a blood or body fluids. All right, so you're thinking, who is going to be exposing blood? Who is going to be most at risk for contracting this hepatitis C, just based off of the little information that you're given, right? So out of all of these patients that you have here, the correct answer is going to be not 4, not 2, but number 1, the client on hemodialysis. All right, and let me just read you the rationale here for those of you who are studying this particular topic this week. The client receiving hemodialysis is most at risk for contracting Hep C because Hep C is spread through the blood by an infected person. So during the hemodialysis, a client is injected, with a needle. That catheter has to be accessed. And if proper techniques are not followed, that needle, that patient can come in contact with the virus. Contamination can occur. And so this is a teaching point for hemodialysis nurses, because you're seeing a lot of patients in the dialysis center. You really don't know what contaminations that patient has. So if you're not really cleaning properly between patients, you can do some serious harm to someone who's coming in there for treatment. Somebody's coming in there for dialysis, and then they leave with hepatitis C or something else. So it is very important for new nurses taking NCLEX to understand the risks that are associated with certain very, very common procedures, right? So add that to your notes for hemodialysis. And it's a good question to remember in your mind if you are taking your NCLEX RN and PN. So this is what we do here on Fridays, right? We go over what they call fundamentals, integrated processes. We just review the things that you need to know for NCLEX. I like to think that Let's Talk NCLEX is a way that you get one-to-one tutoring every week with myself. Hey, but we're not going to stop here. We're going to keep going because there's much more that we can discuss in our time. I won't keep you guys long, but I have a little section that I like to call Ask Remar, and these are the emails that I get during the week. Oh, they're so good. So I got an email. Hey, Remar, what is the difference between physiological jaundice and pathological jaundice? And I thought this was such a good question because on NCLEX, you shall be expected to know the difference. And one of them, I see a lot of NCLEX questions on, and the other one would be like a stumper. Like if you saw it and you would say to yourself, I don't really know, is this pathological or physiological jaundice? I never stopped to really think about it. And so I wanted to discuss the difference between you guys right now. Okay, so here we go. Physiological jaundice. Yes, and some of you guys know it. I'm so proud. Okay, physiological jaundice is the pretty common one that you see in newborns, right? And it's basically because of the bilirubin not being conjugated, and it's just a buildup, and the body hasn't processed it all yet. Pathological jaundice is more serious, and it's also it's more often an issue with the liver itself, and it's not It's not a growth thing or development thing. It's just a serious problem with the liver. Hepatitis is sometimes the cause of it, not always, but the liver definitely is struggling in an area. So when I do NCLEX questions, more than likely it's physiological jaundice that is being asked about. And we need to reassure parents that it is common. When I had my daughter, Salome, most of you guys know her, I brought her home. She was a healthy 7-pound, 8-ounce baby. And then like 3 days at home, we woke up and she was yellow. Like her eyes were yellow. You remember that, Mark? Mm-hmm. Her eyes were yellow, skin. And I was freaking out as a nurse, right? I was freaking out, like, my baby, something's wrong. And then they were just like, just put her under the window. So we literally had her sunbathing in February, trying to get rid of this physiological jaundice. So it is not a cause for concern. You just have to hydrate the babies, make sure that they're drinking, and they will break down that unconjugated bilirubin. So that is the answer to that question. I got another one. In a student, okay, so this was one that I thought was really interesting. So it says, hey Remar, a student passed NCLEX and told me that when she got into the exam and encountered select all that apply questions, all she did was pick only one correct answer throughout the exam. She didn't bother to choose more than one, even if there was more than one correct answer. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you guys understand what's going on here? All right. So basically, a student emailed me and said her friend told her that even if you select all that apply questions, only pick one correct answer. Only pick one correct answer and then keep going. And this was even more bizarre. She said her instructor said choose one and keep going. So that way your curve stays constant. What do you think? What do you think? Well, I think there are myths about NCLEX, and then I just think that there's just really bad advice. And I believe that this is terrible advice. Like, this is really bad advice, and I'm not sure why the NCLEX instructor, or she wasn't even an NCLEX instructor, why the instructor told the student to only pick one and keep going, because that's not how NCLEX works at all. It's not a curve. It's not a curve that you're competing with other people against. The NCLEX is your own individual test. It is not based on what anybody else is doing at the time. So actually, when you intentionally, and I think I talked about this before last year, when you intentionally get questions wrong, what the exam does is drop you below the passing standard. It's not going to keep you at the same place. Like, the more that you get wrong, the lower and lower and lower that you fall from the passing standard. And so essentially what you have to do is get them right, get them right, get them right, get them right to build yourself back up again. So if you're intentionally getting questions wrong, don't think that you're going to just stay here at the level this whole time. You're going to get further and further away from it until the exam calculates that you do not have the percentage to build yourself back up. Like, you're not going to do it. And so to intentionally get questions wrong on the exam, it's like, what's the point? What's the point of studying if you know the right answer, but you're going to choose the wrong one? It just blows my mind. I mean, I really don't know. I didn't know what to say to that. It was just some really bad advice. And we really have to be careful who we are listening to about how to prepare for this exam. Honestly, some teachers are very great. They really are. But they've only taken NCLEX one time and they've only prepared for it one portion of their life. I literally do this every day and I've gotten really good at it. So I'm telling you, be mindful. Okay. Oh my goodness, we got another reminder. Hello, Regina and future nurses. I passed my NCLEX exam on the first trial by 75 questions. Thank you so much, Regina, for awesome knowledge. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for coming on here, busting into my rant about NCLEX instructors and instructors for NCLEX. Thank you so much for letting me know. Can I see your video, please? Can you tell me? What it was like? What did you? How did you study? I want to know. I want to know. Congratulations to you. So yeah. So when we're going to take this exam, we're going in there intentionally trying to do our best, because with those select all that apply questions, you want to make sure that you have checked every correct option. You don't want to leave anything on the table, because the closer you are to the passing standard, the better it will be for you. So don't try to intentionally get questions wrong. I guess the idea is that you will get an easier exam, but it just doesn't work out that way. You actually end up pushing yourself further away from that passing standard. So that's all I have to say about that, Remar nurses. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, so yeah, I said that was terrible advice. You got to do your best on those types of questions, especially those type of questions. All right, so here is listen, you guys, wait a minute. Okay, wait. You guys are busting in on here. And you guys are busting in on here with your testimonials. Caitlin, hi, all future nurses. And Regina, I passed my NCLEX RN at 75 pow using Remar. Thank you, Remar. Thank you, Nurse Caitlin, for coming on here again and letting us know that you got done in 75 questions. That's a good feeling. That's a really good feeling. Once you pass, you probably walked out of there like 75, but that's a good thing. And thank you so much. Congratulations. This is Let's Talk NCLEX. This is Let's Talk about NCLEX Testimonials today, because I'm getting so many of them. Congratulations to everybody that passed. I agree. You are the next Remar nurse. Wow. Okay. Is there anybody else? Tara, you taking NCLEX tomorrow? Congratulations to you. We're on a streak of people passing NCLEX, so I'm just going to say congratulations to you today as well. Mostly, I believe that, honestly, the day before NCLEX, we're really nervous about testing, right? But honestly, if you took it that day, you probably could pass it too. So don't be nervous. Be excited to know that the day that you picked is coming up, and you are prepared for your NCLEX exam. It's not a surprise that you're taking your NCLEX. You know you're taking it because you picked the date. So I'm excited. You guys will understand the feeling. I know you guys are nervous about the exam, but oh my goodness, it's such an exciting feeling to know that you have prepared all this time and you get the chance to demonstrate that you are capable of holding your nursing license, because it is a privilege, and it's just a good feeling. It's a good feeling. All right, so here's my last NCLEX question for today. I won't keep you guys long. I promised you this, but it's such a good one. And I've gotten a lot of people asking me to answer this question for them, go over it. So I will do that with you all here right now. Here we go. A nurse working on an orthopedic unit is caring for 4 clients. Which client is most at risk for infection? Oh, here we go. Is it number 1, the client in skeletal traction? 2, the client in Russell's traction? 3, the client in Buck's traction? And 4, the client in balanced traction? Ooh, which one is it? We're looking for the client who is most at risk for infection, and you got 4 patients and they're all in traction. Isn't this how NCLEX does you? So we're like, okay, airway, breathing, circulation. No, that's not going to help us here. What's going to help us is getting down to that content knowledge. I see the Remar nurses responding. Attention, Remar nurses, your education, your experience is required right here on this question. What saith you all? I have a unanimous answer right now. I'm really surprised by this. I'm really happy about this too. Yes, I'm really happy about this. Anybody want to tell me why? Everybody is picking number 1. Is there somebody that would like to pick something different? Thank you. The number one. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Why is everybody picking number one? Why is that? I just want to know. We're all here to learn. We're all here to learn. Yes. Yes, you guys are right. This is awesome. This is amazing. Okay. All right. So the correct answer, pow, the correct answer is, as you said, you all, it's the skeletal traction. Okay, the client in skeletal traction is the one who is most at risk. And you have to know about the priorities of your patient who is on skeletal traction. So I think most people know it, but here we go. There are two types of traction that you need to know for NCLEX. They are skin and skeletal traction. Skin and skeletal traction. If this is the first time that you are hearing this information, I need you to write it down so you can review it and look it up yourself. You need to know what is skin traction and what is skeletal traction. Now, I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you some examples of skin traction. You may know them as Buck's or Russell's traction. Those are kind of the most common ones that you will see in an NCLEX review or surrounding traction. But skeletal traction is very important because, this is an example. Let me show you this. This is an example of the skin traction. So you actually have, skin traction uses a lot of bandages and slings, right? Because you're trying to exert pressure on the soft tissues. So it is a combination of bandages and weights and slings that are trying to pull the soft tissues or the tendons in a restraining environment, right? So this is what you see. There is no incisions. There is no kind of surgery that is done. This is an example of skin traction for you. Let me see here. Now, with skeletal traction, it involves a surgical placement into the actual bone for repair. So typically you see pins. Sometimes there are wires or screws that are in the bone. And this is a huge concept for your NCLEX exam because anytime that you have a break in the skin, you're going to be monitoring your patient for what? Yeah, you're going to be monitoring your patient for infection, signs of infections, preventing infections at surgical sites. So I have an example here. Yes, look at this picture. This is an example of skeletal traction if you have not seen it. So obviously this patient, this is an old wound. These sutures look old. And actually, if you look around, if you take a close look, this actually looks infected. Around the pins, there is erythema, and you really don't want to see that redness around the surgical site. So this looks like it's either a developing infection or this patient is being treated for an infection and it's healing. So that's skeletal traction. All right, so if you haven't seen it, here's another example of pins in the joint. And yeah, you can see here the pin insertion in this knee. There is no redness around it. That actually looks really good to me. So this is a nice, clean pin insertion. The nurse here is doing a great job. But for your NCLEX exam, you need to know that the patients with this kind of traction, are at risk for infections. And this is basic content stuff. So if you get a question like this on your NCLEX exam and you pick Russell's traction or Buck's traction, that's going to be a red flag. You have not studied this information to the degree that would keep a patient safe, right? Because this exam is all about patient safety. So you as the registered nurse or the licensed practical nurse have to be able to do that. And one of the things about not knowing enough content is that it is an easy fix. It really is. So nursing students who say, hey, Regina, I failed NCLEX at 75 questions, that is okay. Like, that's all right. That doesn't intimidate me because all we have to do is review the information. And when you do that, your knowledge will increase. You'll be able to answer questions like this all day. So actually, you guys should feel really comfortable now, even knowing the difference between skin and skeletal traction for NCLEX. And the beauty of it is that it doesn't take forever. Like, it doesn't take an hour for me to be able to explain it to you guys. You are more than capable of understanding information that is easy and straight to the point. And that's what we do here at Remar Review. You know what? I'm so happy. I really am happy that you guys decided to spend a couple minutes with me on this week for Friday. If you have any questions or you feel like, Regina, I just want more of this. I just want more of this. Don't forget to email me. Some people ask my email, support@remarreview.com. Reach out to me. I'm here as a resource. Another testimonial. Rabina. Hi, Regina and Mark. I passed my NCLEX PM with 85 questions. I'm a Remar nurse now. Thank you so much. I would suggest, hello there.
She passed. I'll have to come and check it out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations, Rabina.
Congratulations, Rabina, Regina. It's a match made in heaven. Remar. It's a match made in heaven. But congratulations.
Way to go.
Yeah, thank you. NCLEX PN with 85 questions. The minimum. That's what is amazing. So
says, I am a Remar nurse now. Thank you, Remar, so much. And I would suggest that everyone to take help from Remar self-study package.
Oh, I love that.
Absolutely.
Oh man.
That's awesome. That's awesing.
I wish I could keep you guys here a lot longer, because sometimes when I get on here, I say things and it just ramble on, but I know I have to get out before Mark says, Regina.
Listen, it's too much.
It's too much. Okay.
Well, listen, congratulations, Regina. I want to tell you guys one last thing to end with a short story.
Sure.
Just a couple of nights ago, Regina and I, we are actually like furniture shopping, and we went mattress shopping.
Oh, okay.
We went mattress shopping, right? And a part of the process, and it's kind of like embarrassing to do at a mattress store, but like you just want to get on and try it out. You know what I mean? So we got on a mattress and did like a little snowman and laid out and sprawled out and everything. And I just came to like a realization. Number one is, if you want to find something that works for you, number one, you have to try it out. Yeah. Right. And so when Regina's doing the Monday classes, let's talk, or Monday motivation on Monday, and then Friday, let's talk NCLEX. That's kind of give you guys not only motivation, but an idea of what it's like studying with Remar Review to allow you to try it out, try the mattress out. But I had the realization as I was laying on the mattress in the mattress store, like, you can't fall asleep in a mattress store. You know what I mean? Like, as good as it feels, as nice as it is, you can't fall asleep in a mattress store. The idea is just to try it out, lay on it, and then that way you can make a commitment to say, okay, this is what I want to take home. I just want to put the money down, take it home, and then that way I can go ahead and get a good night's sleep. And I don't have to just keep trying things out, right? And so that's what some of you guys are doing right now. You're studying with her on Mondays and on Fridays, and you're trying it out. But I want to encourage you to take the next step and get the right thing. If it's a fit for you, Remar may not be for everybody. But if you like what you're seeing, if you like the content that you're studying, if she's making it simple and it's really something that connects with you, go ahead and take it home. Get your own mattress, get yourself a DVD self-study program so you can have a good night's sleep. We've seen the testimonials.
I know.
We came on with 2 planned testimonials with Marsha and Nadesh. And then like 5 or 6 people was like, hey, Regina, I passed NCLEX too. Yeah. And this is really just a small portion of the students that are actually passing. If somebody came on and told you they passed here, then just know that there's at least 5 to 10 more people for each one that says they passed that just didn't write the testimonial. Right. So I just want to encourage you guys, get the best night's sleep of your life. Try it out. Get the right mattress. Get the right program for you so you can sleep well. Is that good? Don't fall asleep at the mattress store.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a good thing. I mean, and it's true too. It's true. I know some of you guys are very friendly and very frequent to Remar Review, but just make the commitment. I think it's like an investment in yourself. And even when we're at the mattress store, mattresses are so expensive. They are so super expensive. But then you have to think, like, how important is sleep? And really, it's an investment in myself and how I feel. So it's the same thing with NCLEX. I get a lot of people who email me and they say, hey, Regina, I brought A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but can I use your free resources to pass? You know, and it's just like, I know it's so tough. It's so tough because of the experiences that we have, but you have to consider yourself worthy enough and valuable enough to make the investment. Whether for us, some people it's not even the money, some people like the time, the effort, the sacrifices. You are worth it. You are worth whatever it takes to get you to a place of happiness in your career, because your job is what you spend the most of your adult life doing. Like, if you are not passionate and love your job, oh, the days are going to be long. So if it's nursing that you have a passion for and nursing that you love, you have to continue to push till you get to that place. Because if you're working in a restaurant, or if you're working in a grocery store, or if you're working as a nurse's aide, but you have education to be a nurse, you're settling. And you shouldn't settle, because life is too short for that. So consider yourself worthy. We got the holidays coming up. People are going to be putting themselves after other people. Like, I know we do it, right? I know we do it as mothers. I know we do it as grandmothers and grandfathers and fathers. We spin for other people, right? We want to see other people happy, but turn your eyes to your life and what you need to do to get to that next level. Because honestly, when you come up, when you exceed success-wise, everybody around you benefits. So you have to keep this NCLEX as your priority and continue to do what it takes. All right. So that is Let's Talk NCLEX for this week. You know what? I hope you guys have a really, really wonderful week. We are preparing. We're just preparing, anticipating the testimonials, anticipating the students. And so the whole staff is really looking forward to just conversating with you guys, just conversating and just getting to know you. Don't forget, you guys, my email, and send your questions and stuff. I love to talk about them. So support@remarreview.com, support@remarreview.com. Send your questions, your comments, your concerns to that email. I love to get them, and I'm here to respond to you guys. I will be on Monday for, of course, Motivational Monday, right here on Facebook Live. I hope that you guys have a great weekend. I can't leave before we do the final thing, which we do. This is just our custom here. We can, we will, we must pass NCLEX. We can, we will, and we must pass NCLEX. And that is our charge. That's our hope. And that is our desire for you here at Remark Review. Thank you so much for spending some time on Friday with me. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. Bye, guys.